Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. You can see my title below. This is on episode 11 of Shokugeki no Soma season 2. And yes, we are finally on to the Stagiaire, which of course I almost did forget, and they reminded me that it's not. It doesn't mean internship; it means resident in France. So thank you for that. But pretty much this episode, of course, is the start of the Stagiaire arc. Before any of you start saying, "Oh, there's only 3 episodes left. What is this? Is this episode?" I feel like if they had more episodes, it would have been better. No, honestly, the pacing was perfect in my opinion. The Stagiaire arc really is not that long, and this episode overall, like the amount of chapters that was in that they showed between this episode was perfectly put. The pacing was perfect in my opinion, and honestly, like I really enjoyed this arc because of like after all this kind of crazy battle, Shokugeki kind of like battles going on in the last episodes. This is definitely like a throwback to like the kind of more heartwarming kind of episodes, more just them cooking, not just against each other kind of thing. And honestly, I really enjoyed it, so I was really excited to see how they would do this arc. And overall, this first episode, honestly, I loved it. A lot of people don't really look at Hisako as one of like the main characters, but in my opinion, she's one of my favorite characters, honestly. She's not like the top, but I do enjoy her character, especially the development that they do have of her from how she was at the beginning to now. Like we've seen a lot of growth from how you see her, before the autumn election start, and how she thinks, she always just wants to be, behind, Edina, and pretty much that is her ambitions. Like she doesn't see herself becoming better than her. She always just sees that she'll be like right there, like she'll get the next elite 10 spot while Edina goes up. And that's why when Hayama beat her, and Hayama pretty much told her, that's just how you act. You have no ambitions. You have no need for you to win to be at the top. And that's what it takes to win, And that's why she lost. To which, of course, after she goes on this huge thing where she feels that she is not worthy of being with Edina, and that's why she ends up being all salty and sad throughout most of this episode. You see a lot of moments of her being depressed, like, oh yeah, when Edina is brought up, when she's thought of going back to her and stuff like that. She doesn't see that she is worthy of being with Edina. While obviously, as you see, Edina, she wanted Hisako. She's always wanted someone not to be following behind her, but she always wanted Hisako to be by her side. And that's why at the end of the episode, she finally does realize that with the help of Soma and with the help of the restaurant, the Stagiaire thing overall. So it was honestly really nice to see, a focus on her character overall. I do like I said before, she's one of my favorite characters, and it was nice to see it focus on her, see them in, a restaurant kind of thing. And Soma, obviously at first, is like completely, he's used to this kind of stuff. He's ready for this kind of stuff, even though the restaurant is like being like packed with people because of the bullet train thing. Like literally they come in, out. Like if you're looking for some food that's really fast, there's probably a McDonald's around the corner or something. Go there. Don't go to like a family restaurant and expect the people to like get their food out that fast just so you could eat and then get the money and then everything just like in like a matter of like I don't know how long the span they are, but literally come on, there's other places you can go. But as you can see, that's why what their problem is. And at first Hisako thinks we're doing a good job, we're helping a lot, everyone's like happy. And even Hisako at first thought, yeah, Soma did a good job, but they're also congratulating her, saying she did a really good job as well. She adapted really well. And for a long time, Soma, throughout this episode, you see Soma's like, but is it good enough? They have to leave visible marks, And, she slowly realizes that at the very end, that when they do leave, everything's going to change back to normal. So it's not going to be a visible mark, and that they do have to have something change. They have to affect the restaurant for the better, And that is why, of course, they come up with the idea of reservations, to which sure, they don't get maybe as much money, I guess, because of all these people that normally come from the bullet train, but they get all their owed, all the people that used to come all the time before by doing reservations, and they get that homey feeling that the diner had before, and they don't have to cut down on their menu. They can have the same menu. They can have people coming in and don't have to rush and everything. And it's got that nice homey diner feel that they said they didn't want to change anything. This is how it should be. This is how it was probably before, with just the regulars coming in all the time and nothing like crazy people coming in and out, in and out, in and out all the time. And that is why in the end they are able to, of course, as you see in this episode, to leave visible marks and are able to pass the first stage of the Stagiaire. Yes, there is more than one stage. They have to go to another restaurant now, and as you saw at the very end, it was Shiomiya that we did see obviously way before, and now we get to see him again. And yes, that is Soma going to go see him. That is his next restaurant he's gonna have to be. And actually it's pretty funny to say that, because in the opening at the very end, like I said before, the opening does throw spoilers, and that's why it showed the 3 people who ends up in the final. And at the very end of the opening, it shows Shiomiya right there at the very end, kind of like a little, obviously, way to show too, another spoiler, that he's actually gonna be at the end of this arc, at the end of this episode. And that is probably the next episode where we will see Soma going with Shiomiya. Another reason I really like this arc is that they throw in 2 different groups that you normally would not see this kind of pair, Hisako and Soma. And now I'm pretty sure, like, people watch the anime only. There's probably a bunch of you that are now Hisako Soma fans. Like, go to fan fiction. There are some that you may enjoy as well, because I've read a couple of those as well. I'm not gonna lie, my favorite girl of all time, you guys know, is Erina. So sorry, Hisako, I do like her too, but Erina is the best girl. And into this episode, it was awesome to see her just like completely take over, as the head chef was saying, she took over my castle, and she's just like in command of everything. Yeah, do that. Normal Erina. Badass Erina. It's nice to see that again, I bet, because we haven't seen her actually in a long time, since it's been the autumn election throughout the whole thing. And we also get to see Megumi. A normal student would not be able to handle this, because Erina is doing like crazy things to change everything, and no one's gonna listen to Megumi. But luckily Erina gives her a chance. Megumi makes a huge thing change with the whole sauce thing, and they're both able to pass. It was also really cute to see when they're in the car, to see her talk about Soma, and then Erina get all like, don't talk about him, getting all pouty and everything. I love Erina's expression. And of course, we learn about how she's wanted Hisako to be by her side this whole time, not to be like just following her and everything. And that was the main thing at the very end, as you saw Hisako finally realize that, and Soma was able to tell her that, because he's also kind of the same. He's following in his father's footsteps, but one day he's just going to take his time, and he's going to be able to, he's not just trying to, be behind his father, he's trying to beat his father one day, and that is his goal. And that's why he knew how Hisako felt and everything, and that's why he was able to tell her how, what she should really be thinking and changing and everything. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode overall. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. Definitely gave a different feel to like how we've been actually watching the different feeling of the episode in comparison to all the things that the autumn election has been, even towards the end of the last season, where it's just been the preliminaries for the autumn election. So it's just been action, battle throughout the whole thing. So this one definitely gave a nice, like, heartwarming kind of feeling, instead, of them doing this kind of thing, instead of, having like, oh my gosh, the battle, who's going to win. So honestly, that's one of the reasons I really enjoy that this arc is right after the the autumn election arc. But overall, I'm definitely excited to see the next episode, to see the next part of the Stagiaire, to see Soma with Shiomiya and see how everything goes there. Should definitely be exciting in my opinion. So hopefully you guys are excited as well, because I'm excited. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. There's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. If you did enjoy it, give a like, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. Really does help the channel. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So until next time, see ya.